Nice mock turtleneck, Q. You showing out for the momentous occasion.
It's not a mock turtleneck. I'm in my thermal, and it's stretched out because I be working out in here and grappling in it. So it's been stretched out. So
Mm.
no, you really tried to get on air and flex on me
No,
because y'all well.
I'd have been impressed. Remember how you tried to flex on me at the draft because I had on
He
a
said you
suit.
got the quarters up, like damn Michael
Wow,
Jordan.
wow. How petty is that? That you I don't even remember the draft, and you over there, you I don't even remember what you wore at the draft, and that's what you do. That's what you do.
I wore a suit. You got on the quarter zip, well, the mock turtleneck for because we beat the Packers, and Tiffany she got a snuggie on. So we see what type of time she's on.
Like this, first of all, this is my Bears onesie, and it's really the first time I've been able to pop it out this year because we got a win when it was cold. So I'm gonna put this shit on because this is the last
She
time.
got she got Caleb Williams on the back.
I absolutely do not. That's
Well, she
It's a
absolutely false.
she should because he's the first Bears quarterback to beat the Packers since Mitch Trubisky, and I know how he
I
feels
mean,
about
Caleb
that.
put the Bears on his back to beat the Packers. So,
It fits. So
We're not gonna start 2025 with no lies, but okay. Hey, good team win.
well, how's your New Year, Tiff?
It was great. How was your New Year?
Okay. It was decent.
Good. Did anybody make any resolutions like being on time or any of that?
If you listen to the show, or if you were on the show in the last episode, you should know
What
we was
happened?
here.
What
If you
happened?
was listening to the show, I was on the show. So the Packers preview, you would know if we made resolutions.
I mean, damn, it is the holidays. Are we kidding?
I,
Goodness, I was
I,
on the
I
last review, was I not?
listen. I
During
don't care
holiday
if it's
season?
I don't care if it's the apocalypse.
Hey,
I'm here for Bears. Russia and
okay.
China could
That's
be
what's
on both
up.
coast with
I'm
their
here.
atomic
Shit, I'm
bombs
the
and
only one
drones,
rapping
and
today.
I'm
So
gonna
are
be.
you really here for the Bears? Are you really? You got on a
I
damn
was
Louis
celebrating. I was
mustache
celebrating. I was celebrating our Packers win.
with a cream
Anytime
mustache.
we beat the, it's off white. It's not cream.
A crew with a crew mock neck on. Okay, that's what's up. I can't see what Vince got on. It looked like some black, probably a busted ass Cub shirt or some shit.
You got a lot of energy for the good guys. Like, what's up with this friendly
It's the
fire
new
today?
year. Happy New Year.
New year, new tiff. I see. She about to be a
No,
Lions fan in a
it's
minute.
gonna be the same. No, I will not be that. I will not be. Listen, I already said my people. Not all Lions fans. It's some that's still reasonable, but
They
it's
still,
some.
they
It's some.
still, are they still getting on her in the comments? I ain't sure. Okay, they still getting down on her. Yeah, they gonna make you flip. Tiff,
Guess
don't
what? They
flip.
can say whatever they want in the comments because people be very bold on social media. But at the same time, I mean, if they win the Super Bowl, they can come back and say what they want
Tiff
to if they want.
say, "Hey, all you Lions fans, Tiff say pull up on her. She gonna
And
drop the
I'm
location
not
in the
rooting against
comments."
the Lions. One of my friends'
No,
sons
no, no,
played
no,
for the
don't, don't,
Eagles.
no, no. Keep that same energy. You said
I said
they where she
fans.
go?
I
Yeah.
said some
So
of the
you
fans is acting, yeah, like act like you've been here before. I know you haven't, but act like you've been here before. Like,
Tiff
please.
say she want all the smoke with you Lions
Or
fans.
at least
All the
get
smoke.
there before you act like you've been there. What are the I'm just talking about the ones that's talking crazy. If you're just excited
Now
about
talk
the
about them
team is
all.
good,
Talk about them all. All them
no,
little
I'm talking about the ones that's been
all them
talking
little eight
crazy.
mile battle rapping Detroit Lion fans, babyface Ray, weird rapping, weird jit dancing. Talk about them all. Tiff want the smoke.
Hey
you talking
man,
about B Foster?
Yeah.
good luck. Good luck today. Good luck. I don't pray on nobody downfall, so good luck. We'll see how it all
If you
plays
win the
out.
NFC North, I am definitely praying on your downfall all playoffs.
We'll see where it lands. If they get it, hey, they can talk. They can talk what they want to, but until then, they'll just keep the craziness. Being excited is one thing, but we
I
run
know
the
Pay's
north
rooting
and
for
all
that
that.
Eagles Ravens Super Bowl. Pay is
Uh,
rooting for that Eagles Ravens Super Bowl.
why would I be rooting for the Eagles Ravens?
What? You want an all black quarterback Super Bowl, right? Ain't that what you want?
I mean, that would be dope, but I mean, we've seen what Jalen Hurts does in the Super Bowl. I don't think I need to see that again.
I mean,
Um,
we've seen our
He
all
balled
black Super
in
Bowl
that
already
Super
with
Bowl. What
Pat.
you mean?
hmm?
He balled in that Super Bowl. What you mean?
That's what I mean, that's what I'm getting at.
Oh, I
I've
thought
just
you were
seen him
saying that like.
before.
Oh, I thought you were saying that like he ain't do nothing.
No, I mean I would
No,
prefer
no.
something I ain't seen before. I want to see Lamar. I
You
want to see
you see
Lamar
some
in Detroit.
Baker? You want to see Baker in there?
I mean,
Nah, man, no.
No,
Baker.
the world is not ready for a Baker Mayfield NFC Championship, and I'll be damned if Baker Mayfield Super Bowl.
Nah, I
Our,
want to see
our
Detroit and Lamar.
You want to
and
see
we
who?
don't we
Detroit and Lamar.
Hmm.
I can never root for NFC North team to be there. Not doing it. If it's not the Bears, they can't go. We're not gonna hear the
I,
end of Detroit Lions' mouths if they end up in the Super Bowl.
Already ain't heard the end of it. Ain't won an NFC championship yet. But
They won two little division titles and they don't know how to act, and you want to put them in the Super Bowl?
I'm
You a
telling
wild
you,
boy, Pay. You
listen,
a
I
wild
said
boy.
I said I would. That would be the Super Bowl I would be most entertained with. I ain't say they had to win the Super Bowl. You already know who I want to win the Super Bowl.
They don't. I don't want them in there. They don't need to be in there. Please go Eagles. Barkley. Let's go Saquon.
let's go Saquon. Finish your revenge tour.
Well, I forgot.
I could even
Both,
do it.
both of
I
y'all
could even
suck.
do another Matt Stafford Super Bowl. I'll go Matt versus Lamar.
Damn,
Mm.
you don't want Jaden to get in there? That's another
No.
black QB that can make it. Oh, okay. I
I
want him to make it.
yeah. You know why?
That put another
Listen,
knife
Commanders.
in. That put another knife in your hair too. But that's all right. We can move forward. I'm good
It
with
don't
that.
matter. Caleb gonna be there anyways too. It's gonna
I'm
be
good.
Caleb
I'm
versus
good with
Lamar in
that.
some coming years.
Jaden is
We're
scared of
gonna
Terry
see.
Moore.
We're gonna see Caleb battle Lamar, Josh, and Pat in Super Bowls to come. Mark my words.
Okay, so let Jaden get his this year then.
Nah, Jaden can sit down somewhere.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want. I don't want to hear
We'll
the
cheer for
anti
our
Caleb
division
disciples.
rivals, but we won't cheer for Jaden Daniels. Lord.
I didn't cheer for no division rival. I'm just saying you anti Caleb people are going to be extremely obnoxious for the
Anti-Caleb.
for the next few months of Jaden Daniels in that Super Bowl.
I'm
Hell
not
no.
anti-Caleb. I'm not
You
anti-Caleb.
sure?
Okay.
You're just aligned with the people who are anti Caleb, and you just share the same viewpoints. You're
Mm.
right. You may not have your MAGA hat on, but you at the rallies.
Don't you ever put no smut like that on my name ever again. First of all, especially on this particular day. Don't you ever.
The MAGA holiday. Speaking of it being the MAGA holiday, the Packers, they finished their season 11-6. 5 of those losses came in the division. They got swept by the Lions, got swept by the Vikings, and like we said, Q, at the beginning of the year, they were not sweeping the Bears.
They should have been swept by the Bears. They were a lucky blocked field goal and Matt Eberflus brain farts away from being swept by the whole division.
I love that for him.
Hey, great job, Thomas Brown. I don't care what they say about you. You beat the Packers. You are forever. Thomas Brown is undefeated against the Packers.
Hey.
I don't care where that man goes next year. He's a Bear legend forever.
Hey, that's a nice way to look at that. He is undefeated against the Packers. Get that man another. That's gonna go far for him in that interview process. Like, hey, you know what? I ain't losing the Packers.
I know he's not going to be the head coach here, but bring him back in some capacity. OC, passing game coordinator. He ain't fellas as an offensive coordinator or passing game coordinator. Bring that man back.
We'll talk about that in a second. We kind of want the guy hired to be the head coach to be so alpha that he hires his own staff because he already has an idea of what his staff should look like and everything like
Agreed.
that. So I don't want Poles, Warren, or McCaskey making any staff decisions for the next head coach. They got to be hands-on.
Unfortunately, I think they requested to interview an offensive coordinator for the offensive coordinator position. Did I read that right? I hope that's not the news I read. Twitter is a dangerous place. So I got to go back and see and verify. They shouldn't be hiring anybody for any openings other than head coach.
No, they should not be.
They shouldn't be interviewing. I'm sorry, anybody except for head coach. The head coach should make all the staff decisions.
Right. This is why you should get off Twitter. You need to get on Blue Sky, Threads, One of those places. You know,
You're right.
the information there is a little bit more pristine, less bots, less Elon. But anyway, this is the game preview, the final game. The final game review of the 2024 season. And as we usually do, we start with our goods. And there's a lot of goods to take out of this win for the Chicago Bears. One we haven't had in over 2 months. Tiff, best thing you saw from the Bears 24-22 win over the Packers?
While I think of that, I want to start by saying that I was wrong. Last show, I said, pack it up. That's enough. We don't need to see Caleb let's wrap this season up. He can't learn anything else. Woo. I was completely wrong. I'm glad they didn't listen to me. I was more so on the tip of if the Packers didn't play their players, you know what I'm saying, it was going to be a meaningless win even if we got it. They did, and that win felt great. So I was wrong for saying we should sit Caleb and not play the starters. I'm glad they did. I'm glad we pulled out that dub, and that would be the best thing to me. I mean, we won. Like, after not winning for this long, a win, it really felt like it's a
It
brand
felt
new
good.
Like, I'm about
It
to break
felt
out
good.
into,
I ain't gonna lie.
the whiz, like a brand new day. Like, literally, especially the progression of the game and how it seemed like we were going down that same old pattern that we had gone down. And then the shit finally turned in our favor. Like, yeah. I mean, and we can get into more specifics, but just in general, just winning, period, especially who the win came against and where the win came, it couldn't have been a better way to end the season. I mean, of course, besides going to the playoffs, but in the circumstances we was in.
The only thing I didn't like is because I had a Packers fan come up to me and say this. Yeah, but Jordan Love got hurt. It don't count. And
It
we had
counts, bro.
we
We heard him.
Hey, that's life. That's a game of football. It's not life. They didn't play none of
right. He
that.
started. He
He
started.
started. Like, injuries is the part of the game. I mean, that's a lame excuse. Just say, you know what, we beat you. You beat us, we going on to the playoffs. I can respect that, but
Yeah, me too.
it was
Yeah.
our second and third string. No, you started your starters, bro.
But he also stated that they didn't have Jenkins and another offensive line starter. To which I said, we don't even know half them guys that was on the offensive
I was about
line.
to say
We
we had
missing
like one offensive starter. We had one offensive lineman from the
Darnell
start.
Wright and Shelton. Yeah,
Come
and
on.
the offensive tackles and guards were all third string guys. Them guys ain't even gonna be on the team next year, let alone starting. I mean, we had I think Pryor was in there. Who was the other starting guard?
No,
I don't even
I
remember who the
said
other starting
offensive
guard
line. Yeah.
was. I saw Pryor in there.
Yeah, prior we had Shelton. He was out there at center. Um,
Bourne was out there.
I don't think so. Well, yeah, of course, because he's playing tackle.
Right. Because we don't have any other. We don't have any other tackles.
Right. I'm not sure who the other guard was.
That lets you know. We're not even sure who the other guard was out there.
Right. It don't matter at this point, but yeah.
What was your good, Q?
My good is just beating the Packers. I'm anytime you beat the Packers, everything is good. I like the team showing up and showing fight. Tyree Stevenson made a couple plays. Kyler Gordon, as usual, flashed, did his thing. Caleb with another um, fourth quarter drive, last minute drive engineer, and we didn't mess it up. We didn't mess it up this time. So that's the good. The coaching staff executed down the stretch. The team executed down the stretch. DJ Moore with a big catch. Big catch. I think Odunze had a big catch on that drive too.
Yeah, 15-yarder.
Yeah, so that was my good. Beating the Packers. Everything is always good when you beat the Packers.
I done looked at my notes, and I think this is the first time, at least in like 10 weeks, where I had goods for all the phases of the game. I had good for special teams, I had good for defense, and I had good for offense. When's the
That
last time that
special
we could
teams
say
play.
that special
That was the
teams?
same play we did years ago with Johnny Knox that scored down the sideline. I think it got called back, right?
Hester, did it get called back? I don't remember that part. I don't remember it getting called back. It could
But
have.
we did that same play to they dumbasses before. History repeated itself.
So that was like, it was just like everything was clicking on. Like I said, this is the first time I remember every phase had a great play where it's like, all right, they showed up. Like, yeah, it was just a good all around game. It felt good. It felt like the team had not given up. And maybe because it was the Packers, and maybe because we could play spoiler on them potentially. You know what I'm saying? We could have sent them to have to play Philly, even though they would have,
Which we did.
anyway, since Washington won. But still, like, whatever it was that got them motivated, that's the most motivated they looked in a while. So it gave us high hopes, going into
And I
that.
don't think the Packers wanted to play Philly the way they were lining they started.
Hell no,
They didn't want to go to Philly.
Hell no, they don't. Come on. Of course not.
They definitely wanted that. Who would they have played? The Rams or the
I think the
Buccaneers?
Rams or whoever.
No,
Yeah.
it'd have been the Rams or Philly, either or one of them.
Okay, because the Vikings are the top wild card. Whoever lost in the NFC North would have been automatically the fifth seed and played the lowest division winner. So yeah,
the
you're right.
Bucks.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, Q, you said it. That you said my good as well was that final drive. And before I get into that, I got to do the same thing Tiff did. My allocution. I agreed with you, Tiff, after the Seattle Seahawks game. Like, I didn't think there was going to be any meaningful reps that could be had from this game for Caleb Williams. One, because I assumed the Packers wasn't going to play their starters, which they did for the most part, for at least most of the first half.
Yeah, they snatched Josh Jacobs out after Jordan Love and Christian Watson got hurt, which I understand.
Well, Christian Watson, he came into the game hurt.
In all fairness, Watson gets hurt every other game. So he was favoring a knee, and he went and hurt the other knee. That's why I never like putting in players who are nursing lower body extremities, because your body's out of balance and you end up overcompensating and you end up hurting something else.
I was wrong. And the reason why I was wrong, and agreeing with Tiff because she made me do it. The reason why I was wrong is because this team talks so much, Q. They talk a big game and they never back it up. They have to learn how to back it up. They have to learn how to win. And this is the start of that. They needed to finally break through and feel what it feels like to win, to beat your bully. And in doing that, this is better than just losing that game and maintaining that that could have been the number 7 draft spot if they lost. They came into week 18 with the number 9 draft
with the
spot.
number 9, yeah.
And they, if they ended up losing, they could have moved up to like number 7, I think.
Yeah.
But as it stands, we fell back to 10. So
10.
it's really no loss.
There's some good players at 10 still, although I don't think we're going to be able to get a couple guys I like, but we'll have to rock with 10.
Yeah, in any case, Ryan Poles, do your job. Caleb Williams went 3 for 5 on that final drive to set up the Cairo Santos game-winning field goal. The Cairo Santos game-winning field goal from 51 yards. That one wasn't blocked. To go back to what I said the previous time we played the Packers, I don't care how far it is. That line got blew up. This time the line had some pride about themselves and stayed in front of them green bitches and allowed Cairo Santos get the kickoff. And that's all we needed. We needed their defense had some pride about themselves. They were flying all over the place, making good stops of the ball. Did you see how Byard smoked Malik Willis?
Loved it.
Oh my God.
He looked like, it reminded me of the way Mike Brown smoked Brett Favre in 2005 at Soldier Field.
Never forget it.
That is one of the greatest highlights ever. Mike Brown smoking Brett Favre. It reminded me of that.
And that wasn't even the only one. Jalen Johnson had a good hit on a ball carrier one time.
Yeah.
You saw TJ Edwards flying around.
I even saw Edmonds make a play under the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Tyree Stevenson, your boy. He's stunned at somebody. But he slumped. I forgot who it was. I think it was the first quarter. He he was following. He was trailing somebody on the motion, and he came around and just stole on him.
Yep.
Everybody from defense, special teams, offense, everybody had a bounce in their step like we came to ball and we came to serve notice in your building. We
In
came
your
to
hood.
take your food, take your last pop out your refrigerator, put our feet up on your couch, and make a whole mess, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. That's the Bears team I fuck with.
I love that the last moment of Lambeau for this season is with a loss. Nothing they can do change it. If it Lambeau ends with a loss.
So moving on to the next segment. It's been a while since we did one of these. After what 11 straight losses, I don't even know how do you come back after a bad after getting a win. But let's do it. What were some of the bads you saw out of this win, Q?
I got one bad. I remember earlier in the offseason, we discussed the signing of a veteran, and I said it was cool. And you said
Bro,
unnecessary.
you
He shouldn't
taking
make the
mine.
team.
You taking mine, but go ahead.
Mercedes Lewis, you have one job when you get in there, bro. One job. You are just an inline blocking tight end. How have you committed so many penalties? Pre-snap penalties, holding penalties when you have one job. Damn, man, you 40, you been in this league. You supposed to be setting an example. And you're constantly getting penalties. And you don't even play that many snaps a game. I can understand if it was Cole Kmet. He in there all game. You come in once in a blue moon and you still make mistakes. If Mercedes Lewis is going to be back as a Bear, make him a tight end coach. Make him a whatever. Make him a coach. No more old dudes that's not interested in playing here. I need people that are hungry, that want to be here, not on vacation, not going to Cancun. That's my bad. That we're still the self-inflicted penalties. I know penalties are going to happen, but it's the stupid ones. The pre-snap ones, I just don't have much. I don't have much sympathy for now. If you get a pass interference because you're fighting with a receiver, you know, or you're chasing down the quarterback and you accidentally go too low, or you're trying to knock down the ball and you hit him in the helmet. So I've seen that happen. I have no problem with making penalties, going full speed, busting, balls to the wall. The pre-snap stuff. I hope whoever comes next year, we've interviewed some guys who are disciplinarians and very detail oriented and don't like that. I hope whoever comes here cracks down on those. We're not good enough. Nobody's good enough to beat themselves and the opponent on a Sunday.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
Yeah, you stole mine because I'm like, Mercedes, bro. How is all you do is hold? Bro, you're 40. Like, you can't stay still. Or, like, all he did was have penalties. Like, the whole year. When they called him for the penalty, I said, man, it can't be Mercedes.
I'm done with Mercedes Lewis.
It can't be. I was like, nah, it can't be
I'm
Mercedes.
done with Mercedes. Draft me a tight end in the 5th round to block. Does Mercedes Lewis have a catch of the year? Does he have a catch? Does he have more penalties than catches?
Oh, I would almost guarantee. I don't remember his name being called except for penalties. Maybe a block here or there, but I'm guessing them stats aren't that great.
I think Pay is pulling it up right now.
You told me he was brought in to be a veteran, have a veteran presence.
I did
on the team.
Yeah, I did.
He's going to be an extra blocker, is what you told me. He's not here to catch the ball.
He could have caught a 3-3 pass, or he could have made a few blocks.
He didn't do any. Tiff, you have an extra bad?
Yeah, just nitpicking. I mean, there were a couple times we let them pick up 3rd and long, with their backups in. I think one time Jalen got beat. I think one time Stevenson got beat, and that led to a touchdown. So, in the grand scheme of things, that's nitpicking, but there were a couple times where we really had them. And again, and that's been a problem all season, right? We hold teams, we get them in 3rd and long, where we're about to get them off the field and then we let them convert. And there were a couple times yesterday when that happened. And like I said, after the Stevenson one, I think they scored on that next play. And so it was like, shit. Just when we think we getting off the field, that happened. So again, nitpicking when we came away with the dub. And overall, I think the defense played really, really well. But that's something we definitely got to clean up for next year because we're holding teams, but we need to get those 3 and outs. Ain't no way we should have them in 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 20, 23, and they're consistently converting. Like, ain't no way. So we got to definitely work on that. But if I had to nitpick since Q stole mine, I rock with that.
My bad is these godforsaken quick screens. I think I counted like 6 of them this game. Even though we won the game, it makes me want to pull my hair out every time they hike the ball and we throwing the ball. We're doing a quick out to DJ or whoever, and there is no plan after that. This is the worst blocking team I've ever seen in my life. We can't block at the point of attack on an offensive line. We can't block on the exterior for screens. But for the life of me, why do we try this? Why is that in our bag? We can't do the necessary things to execute this play to its potential.
They did score a touchdown on the screen, though. They did score one touchdown on the screen.
The amount of screens that we even had this season. That is one
There's
thing
too many wide receivers. I'd rather see halfback screens. Put the ball into than these wide receiver screens on the perimeter, and they don't seem to fool anyone. Yesterday, I'm gonna give the Bears a pass on one thing. I know you talked about how wretched the blocking is, and it was. And even with the starters in, it hasn't been good. But we were playing with the backups back up at a few key positions. I mean, back was back up at left tackle. Back was back up at both guard spots. So, I mean, I don't know any team that's going to have their second and third string offensive linemen in there and have good blocking schemes and blocks. So, but yeah, the screens, I hope, I don't mind seeing them every now and then, but I hope they're not a third of our passing game. And that was a third of our passing concepts. There's got to be a better way to get the ball to DJ Moore than throw him screens.
An overwhelming majority of the targets from Caleb Williams on Sunday. He led the team in targets with 10. The next closest was Keenan Allen at 3. Keenan Allen, I've always said I've said this year, he's the worst third down receiver in the league. You see that in the play designs. They decided this is going to be a featured DJ game. And the way Chris Betty, the interim offensive coordinator, I guess the only way they can feature DJ Moore is quick screens. Like, okay, we got to figure something else out.
Season.
Say it again.
Do you think they were trying to get him to his 1,000 yards?
That wasn't the best that wasn't the best plan for it. Trying to get on the Mike Evans.
He was like what? 120 yards.
No, I think he had over 900.
No, I'm saying coming into the game, I think he was like 130, right? 120 yards away.
Well, he finished at 966 on the season.
Yeah.
So he was 40.
Yeah.
What did y'all think about that Mike Evans thing? You up 8 to get him his 1,000. How do y'all feel about that?
Get your bag, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like I get the Philly thing with Saquon, but I'm like, man. So with Mike Evans, hell yeah, go for that shit, bro. He can literally not only get his money, but he can go tie Jerry Rice. Come on, and that's some shit like 11.
So you don't think that was anything Bush League to the Saints? I mean, they could have took the knee.
No, because the Saints was helping them.
Don't understand that, bro. Then that's on them. I mean, as long as they ain't getting victory formation to do that shit like damn Jameis and them did, I don't think.
Okay, that's what I was at. Okay.
And on the other side, as a man, if you can't respect bro going for that and his money,
yeah,
you that much of a hater on a game that don't come on, I ain't had no problem with that whatsoever.
I think Mike Evans was already going into the Hall of Fame. But I think that you don't think so, Pat? You don't think he's
Oh,
on
he
the
definitely.
I'm more with the argument for his Hall of Fame inclusion now than I was before the season.
Okay.
I thought he was like, I thought he was what do you call it? Yeah, right on the cutoff before the season. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, he's gonna get in.
First ballot? Because I think that's
Hell no.
ballot.
Hell no.
You don't think Mike is the first ballot?
No.
11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. The
No.
resume
He tied Jerry Rice with that shit.
Yeah, the resume's looking first ballot.
No, it isn't.
First ballot.
I want you to think about all the wide receivers that made first ballot Hall of Fame. Think about them. Think about who they are. Who?
I know Torrey Hawk didn't make it.
He's a finalist. He's a finalist right now. Torrey Hawk.
He didn't make it the first time.
Well, he ain't made it the first 5 times.
Damn, I didn't know he's been on the ballot that many times.
Yeah, he's been on the ballot for a minute. It's a very short amount. It's only like 20, 25 wide receivers in the Hall anyway. And I think maybe 4 of them were first ballot. You got Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Michael, Steve. Well, Steve. Did you say Steve Smith?
Steve Largent.
Yeah, Steve Largent, and maybe 2 other guys. Michael Irvin. No, Michael Irvin wasn't even first ballot.
No, I think Don Hudson was first ballot.
I don't know.
I mean, you got to remember the modern era of throwing the football as a primary as a thing didn't really evolve to the late 70s,
right?
And
even still, they're still not putting wide receivers in the ballot. I mean, in the Hall first ballot.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Terrell. I mean, I know this is a special case. Terrell Owens, he didn't get in first ballot,
and he should have been in. He's the second. He's the number 2 on the all-time receiving list, and like everything.
Mike would probably get in, but like it's third try, something like that, maybe.
He in there.
How did y'all feel about Saquon not going for the record?
I thought, man, I didn't understand why they took him out so early in the last game. Like he was 100 and something away, and they took him out like at the start of the 4th. So when they took him out at the start of the 4th, I'm like, oh shit, I guess they're gonna let him play next week. Like once he busts that 2,000, maybe that's what they had agreed upon. Like if he busts 2,000 and everybody cool, I don't know. But if you weren't gonna let him play that last week, why wouldn't you at least let him try to get? He could have easily on a couple big runs. You know what I'm saying? Got that last 110 or whatever the hell he needed. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's petty. I know he on some I'd rather have a Super Bowl company line and shit. But at the end of the day, not taking nothing away from a championship, but everybody
you can do both.
Championship.
Why can't
you can do both. It's not like he has to choose either or. And there's no guarantee they're gonna win the Super. Like if it was like I know we're gonna win the Super Bowl if I don't play. That's one thing. But you don't know that. You don't know you would have broke the record either, but I don't know. I think that was
I would have went for a record. I would have
went for it. I know I would have. And I get it.
As a running back, your opportunities are. I mean, first of all, you got the shortest prime of all the players on the field.
And how long has Eric Dickerson had this record? Eric Dickerson had this record like 30 years, right?
Longer than that.
Almost 40.
Yeah.
No, in fact, it has been 40 because he did it in 83.
Oh, matter of fact, it is 40. I think it's 40 this year. I think it was, or last year. I think it was
84. He did it.
Something like that. Yeah.
83, 84. Yeah. So, I mean, as a running back, you don't have that many opportunities, and then you're also at the whims of game script, how the offense is going. If your passing game isn't strong, they're putting 8 men in the box. So you could have a great season and not get anywhere near 2,000. So as a running back, even as his coach, as a fan, I would have encouraged Saquon to get it.
I would have too. Like, I get it. Like, if he play, other people got to play. I get that, but man, I don't know. That's a big milestone to take from that man. At least if he go for it and don't get it, that's one thing. But to always live with the what if of not even trying, and to do it against his own team, like that shit poetic justice.
that
The team that did you dirty and tried to, you know what I'm saying, make you look like the bad guy, and he get to come out as a sparkling good guy and break the record on their head. And it's your division rival too. Like the storyline wrote itself. I
would have
don't
been
know.
beautiful.
They stole that. Yeah, they stole that moment from him.
Everybody here sick? Y'all all sick or something?
What? Are we sick?
Yeah.
I'm not even finna ask you why, man. I'm not even finna ask you what you're talking about.
No, it's a bug going around. That's all.
Oh no, I'm in good health. I don't get sick.
And they say it's from China, so we have to fight. Yeah.
Hey man, listen, not on this day, not on January 6th, man.
They trying to ruin the Trump.
And they've been in the lab.
They trying to sabotage.
Boy, please don't start this, please.
Yeah, please keep that ugliness to yourself. Speaking of ugly, Tiff, you started off. The worst thing, the ugliest thing from this win from the Chicago Bears.
I got two, but I'm gonna leave one because I know one of you will probably do it. The other one nobody's gonna pick, but it was just hilarious to me. After Jalen punched it out, then Simone Biles' husband picked up the the fumble. I don't know if everybody caught it or not, but it was so funny because the whole game, if we made a good play, some of our players were trying to Lambeau leap. He tried to Lambeau leap, and you got to look that shit up. It was the saddest, weakest shit. I don't know if he slipped. I don't know, but it was just an ultimate fail. Like, he had a great play, but then to try to Lambeau leap, and he'd even get half a centimeter off the ground, and he fell. And they was joking on that shit like, damn, I know Simone Biles gave that nigga 0 on that. Because he had no ups, no landing, no nothing. So that was just a goofy, ugly to me. Like, bro, you had a great play. You tried the Lambeau leap, and that shit is definitely going to be on SportsCenter, not top 10.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, eeh.
I mean, I need to go back and see. He had to have slipped, bro, because he didn't have no, and he even got up looking embarrassed because they was trying to get him to try again. He was like, nah, that's it for me. Like, one time was good because I clearly failed the first time.
What was I about? Oh, so his previous team was the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I'm assuming that he never scored a touchdown while being a member of the Packers. So he had this moment, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." And it was like that Sprite commercial in football form.
I'm gonna look that clip up when I just need a good chuckle, man, because that shit just cracked me up. Like, it was just so so deflating. Like, bro, look, like I've been waiting for this moment at least since last year. Here it is. Mm-hmm. I'm about to do it. Nah.
Q, what about you? What's the last ugliest thing from a Bears game for the 2024 season?
You know what? I'm riding such a high. I don't even have anything ugly. I don't have anything ugly. But if you're gonna force me to do an ugly, if you're gonna force me to do an ugly, it was the decision on a screen when you were up to DJ Moore and him fumbling it. DJ, ball security. And I don't know why it looked like was that Eric Washington yelling at Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
Why was the defensive coordinator yelling at Caleb after that?
I think he was yelling at Caleb because I think Caleb was kind of having a little bit of a hissy fit about it.
Okay.
Like, I think if I saw it right, because Caleb was like kind of flailing and yelling, and I don't know if that was at DJ or if he was just frustrated. And I think he was kind of like, bro, tighten up. Like, even if you frustrated, like you said previously, you are the face. You got to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't be having a spaz out when your teammate messes up.
But DJ, when you fumble and it's against the Packers, I need you to go on that bench and look sad. DJ
He
just
did not. He did not.
Like,
DJ sat down like, I'm not gonna get my bonus.
I did it. And
he did have a little smirk on his face.
Like, at the very end of the movie, when Cam said, when I come home, I'll tell on a few people from DC, but when I come home, I'm gonna still be king. That's how DJ Moore sat on that bench.
Facts.
Hey,
he looked dejected at all.
Next year, I'm still the #1 receiver.
It's crazy.
DJ was cool sitting down after that.
It's crazy. Like all the rumors and all the drama this season has brought for the Bears. And one of the rumors was that DJ was the one, pillow talking and snaking Caleb, right? So, and it's crazy how now you just compared DJ to Rico.
Hey, it's something off about DJ this season, and I love DJ, but none of those rumors surprise me. I mean, his body language has been off. Justin Fields, him and Justin was like this. So, I mean, the bond with Caleb is already going to come in on the 10th circumstance, especially when DJ said in the draft he didn't think anybody in the draft could be better than Justin this year. Remember, he said he didn't think anybody was going to equal Justin.
I mean, I ain't gonna say it, but somebody during the offseason said that was one of her fears, that some players on the team was buried behind Justin. And if the season didn't go as people expected, there may be some hard, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody said they were concerned about that. I don't know who, but somebody called it.
That's always concerned when
you all know me.
These are professionals. These are grown men. They know.
I'm like, bro, they're still competitors. They still want to win.
Here we go.
Oh, hey, man, I ain't gonna say pull up the tape because I got a memory. I'm not gonna say pull up the tape. But
are you done patting yourself on your back?
It was me. I said someone, bro. Someone on the show was very excited about Shane Waldron coming in. Now I don't know who that was. That certainly wasn't.
Wait a minute. I don't think anybody was excited about Shane Waldron. Maybe hopeful.
So somebody didn't say that was a good pick. They liked that pick.
I think somebody was hopeful.
It wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me.
I was hopeful for.
Whoa! Somebody didn't say I like that pick because it doesn't tip our hand on which way we're going. With
okay, so that's okay. See, I really.
This is what happens when you have a good memory. You can remember.
I know what you're doing. She said
eons ago.
She on your ass.
See, the context. See, Tiff is you got to let her keep talking. If you let her stop with the first thing, you'll be like, wait, what? You'll be like, damn, did I say that? But then no, you gotta let her keep talking. So because then the context will tell on her. So it's
did you
not that.
Did you not say you like that? You like that pick
because of what? Because
that's
of
great,
what?
But let's start. Did you yes or no? Did you say you like the pick?
Because I liked it because it said something about the direction.
Why do we? It's black or white because I painted
it's not
it
black
white.
or white. It's not black or white. It's not.
Yes or no? Did you say you?
I remember. Now I remember. I remember because Justin was still a Bear technically at that point.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you would have hired Kingsbury, everybody would have known.
And that's exactly what you said. That's exactly what you said.
Well, Poles didn't do anything good with it anyway, so it was a
right because he thought he was playing 3D chess. Clown.
Let's it was part Poles, part Eberflus. Eberflus hires his own staff, and Eberflus is a terrible judgment. Terrible judgment. Well, I mean, you're right. One thing I did know very early about Eberflus is that he's a liar. One thing that I am coming to find out that Ryan Poles is a liar.
But we ain't gonna keep calling out those things though. But I just remembered that. It just came to mind. I had mentioned it before. Somebody said that didn't happen, so I just wanted to mention it again until we got some clarity that it did. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna be quick with my ugly because I want to come back. I want to circle back to what you said, Tiff. So my ugly.
This better be the right ugly.
My ugly was just Thomas Brown and his continual mind changing and his play calls, right? So we've seen him do this a few times already since he's been in charge. He's like, you know what, we'll call. He has a play out there, call a timeout, come out and do a different play. Like, wait, well, why did you waste a timeout doing that type of stuff, right? And we've seen it again this game. We have the ball on the 2, and we're going for 2. We get a flag. We move up to the 1. Like, oh, you know what? We're going to kick the extra point. This is a nitpick, but Mr. Brown, as you move forward as you advance your career, you're gonna have to be very direct. You have that word stick-to-itiveness that my old football coach used to say. You're
Decisive.
going to very decisive in what you do, because things like that, they have people second guessing you, and you cannot be second guessed as a leader of men, because men once, especially football players, we saw this with Eberflus. Once people start second guessing you, you lose them. And I want all the best for you. I want you to, have another shot at being a head coach somewhere down the line. So these are those learning steps. But I'm going to call that out. We got to start knowing, situations and having a plan before we get out there and show the whole world that we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. Like, if it would have been the other way around, like we were going for 2 and then we got a penalty and then we got backed up and we kicked it, that would make sense. But we're going for it, we don't get it, we get a penalty and we get closer, but then we don't go for it. And it could have bit us in the ass if they would have made their 2-point conversion. So I don't know. Yeah. Like, that one was very head scratching. It didn't turn around to be an L like Eberflus's, head scratchers. But that was definitely a situation where it's like, why in the world would we not go for it again when we're closer this time? So, yeah, I forgot about that, but that definitely was a head scratcher.
All right. So
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, I'm curious because I really thought one of you was going to say it. That's why I didn't. And maybe we're just all so happy that we won, that we really have those rose-colored glasses on, but nobody's going to mention that throw by Keenan.
Oh, that shouldn't even be a play call. You know what?
That's why I was looking at y'all like, nah. As hard as they've been on Keenan all year, I'm gonna save this for them because this is an easy alley-up, like layup.
I totally forgot about that.
Keenan, even on the 2-point conversion, they went back to it. If you look on that reverse, he like they were trying to. It ended up being a penalty on the Packers that they kicked the extra point, but they went back to it. Thomas Brown, get off them screens, get off them jet sweep reverses, stop.
Yeah, that was.
Now that did piss me off. I'm so happy that we beat the Packers. I forgot all the questionable play calls.
That one was the most egregious to me because I was like, finally, trick plays were working for us yesterday, and then we do the most absurd. Like, Keenan, bro, who were you throwing that to? I know you were supposed to go to Rome, and okay, Rome, I can't throw it to him, but then you just threw it to 3 Packers. Like, it was just like, bro, we trying to get too cute now. Like, a couple cutes worked out for us. Let's not push our luck. It's that shit. So yeah, that Keenan Allen, bro, no more passes for you, sir. You're not Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's enough.
And that ends the 2024 Chicago Bears season. Our next episode is going to be more in depth about what type of coaches, what type of coaching prospect that we either want or we're most interested in. Quick, I'm gonna put you all on the spot. Tiff, Q, who's number 1 on your coaching board?
I'm gonna say Mike Vrabel. The Ben Johnson thing, I've already said kind of. I'm on that one. I get that he's a great offensive mind, but we've never seen him as a head coach. We've never seen him as the leader of men. We've never seen him as having to manage all of that. And is he going to do that and try to call plays? Like, I don't know. With him, there's certain things, about the way he likes his quarterback to operate that is not Caleb naturally. So are we going to have another situation where, because he likes Goff to get that ball out quick and be on time and on schedule. And not saying Caleb shouldn't get more in that direction, but that's a little bit fighting some of his natural abilities. Are we going to have another situation where it was like Justin, where they're trying to make someone completely change from who they are and taking away their magic? So I have a little bit of hesitation towards Ben. I had to choose right this second. I'm going to go with Mike Vrabel.
That's fair. But Ben Johnson, he loves Justin Fields and he loves Caleb Williams. So I hope that he has the common sense to cater an offense around his talent instead of forcing it to
and
play.
He's innovative. So I have no doubt that he could and he can.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that we deem these offensive masterminds, right? When they were on another team, whether it's Brian Daboll, whether it's Matt Nagy, they had so much success at this team. They're the quarterback whisperer everywhere. That's what everybody say. And then when they get in that next team, they may win coach of the year that first year, and then it falls off the track, and I'm not saying that'll happen with Ben Johnson. I just think we get so enamored that automatically, because somebody is a great coordinator, that's going to translate to them being
especially offensive coordinator. We look at the Sean McVay success stories and the Mike LaFleur success stories, the offensive coordinator, quarterback whisperer, like you said. But, people forget there's a lot of hot shot offensive coordinators that flame out. And I guess that can be true for any, assistant who gets promoted. My only fear, I've been waffling back and forth between Vrabel and Ben Johnson. The only fear with Vrabel, and it's a legit one, first of all, I think he's actually a shoe-in for the Patriots job. It makes perfect sense. He likes it there. They're about to interview him. I think he's going back home. But I was listening to one discussion. With Vrabel, you're always going to, if you do have a good offense under Vrabel, you're going to lose that coordinator. And you're going to be switching coordinators. Because Vrabel's not coming with his own offensive scheme or offensive plan. He may have concepts about running the ball, being a run-first team as he was in Tennessee. But Vrabel's always going to need an offensive coordinator. But at the same time with Ben Johnson, he's always going to need a defensive mind as well. So I think there's pros and cons to both. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edge Ben Johnson just a little bit over Vrabel on the top of my wish list.
So you're saying that Vrabel has a concept of a plan, but not an actual plan.
Man, not Trump 2KO.
I'm just saying Vrabel isn't an offensive play caller. He didn't play on that side of the ball, but we know Vrabel's teams are tough. They're very detail orientated. They're not penalized a lot. The Titans teams didn't make a lot of mistakes to hurt themselves. They didn't turn the ball over. Ryan Tannehill operated I wouldn't say a safe offense because he did throw the ball downfield, but they took calculated risks. They ran the ball a lot. They played very good situational football, and I'm not opposed to that. That still wins. So if you got a good running game, your offensive linemen are tough, disciplined. Guys weren't jumping off sides under Vrabel. They weren't false starting. Nate Davis wasn't doing what he does under Eberflus under Vrabel. Vrabel runs a tight ship.
We definitely need somebody to run a tight ship.
Yeah, so
and bring some level of culture and yeah.
And Vrabel does that. So even though he's not an offensive mind and everybody wants a quarterback whisperer, I think Vrabel, the one thing about him is he can assemble a good staff. He's respected in the NFL. So he's not an Eberflus. He's not going to get the bottom rung assistants. Top level assistants are going to flock to a Mike Vrabel team. He's been a leader. He's well respected. He's been in NFL circles. So that's the one advantage over Vrabel. It's hard for me to go Vrabel or Ben Johnson. And 1A, 1B, I guess I would edge Ben just a little bit because I feel like he's more obtainable. So I just think Vrabel back to the Patriots I think it's just a match at this point. They fired Jared Mayo. They're talking to Vrabel. He's New England guy. I think he's going back.
As the days continue on, I get more and more closer to putting Vrabel in my top spot for some of the reasons why you both have already said. One, Tiff, you want someone experienced, you want someone who has done this before and has made mistakes and knows where to fix them. And in his next go round, Ben Johnson hasn't done that. Not to say that Ben Johnson isn't a wonder kid,
but we don't know.
We don't know. He has to sell that to the McCaskies and Kevin Warren. Hopefully not Ryan Poles, because Ryan Poles, my fear out of that is that he has Brian Flores as his number one desire.
That's my fear too.
And if that's cool, if he goes into Kevin Warren's office and says, "Yeah, I think we should make an offer for Brian Flores," he should get fired on the spot. Not to say, and it has nothing to do with Brian Flores. It's because that we have already seen that Ryan Poles has one goal in mind, and that's to put the block on. He is only concerned with getting his homies jobs in Chicago. That ends today. He cannot get him and Brian Flores is buddy. He can't come work here. You
And
already saw that with Eberflus. We saw that with Velas Jones. We saw that with Ryan Bates. No, it ends.
And the other thing I'm concerned with is I've heard reports that one of the reasons why Ryan Poles wanted Eberflus is because he was a guy with a low profile. Eberflus wasn't a hot coaching candidate, and it felt like Ryan Poles coming into his first job wouldn't get that much pushback, as far as personnel decisions and decision making with a Matt Eberflus, a guy happy to have a coaching job, as opposed to if you hired a guy who was a higher candidate or a guy who had already been in coaching
A
circle.
vet game, yeah.
Vrabel, if you hire Vrabel, he's not going to just sit there and be okay with, wait a minute, you want to draft Velas Jones in the 3rd round? You want to draft a punter in the 4th round when we got other needs? You want to draft an Ivy League kid coming off an injury in the 3rd round? You like his instead of getting a player can come in and contribute. So I think Poles is operating with a little bit of autonomy, having a guy like Eberflus, where I gave you the opportunity, be grateful. You weren't. So you bring in a guy like Vrabel, you bring in one of these guys with even a Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson has options. You're not going to come in. Ben Johnson is going to come in and just let Poles draft who he wants. You're not going to see guys like Velas Jones. And Torrey Taylor's a pretty good punter, but when you spend a 4th round pick on a punter, he better be all world, all leg. He's not even a Pro Bowler. I'm sorry. There were too many good players still in this draft to draft a punter in the 4th round. Not only were there too many good players, we had too many holes. We're not a team that arrived. We were coming off a 7-win season. We weren't in position to make luxury picks. And Kyron Amedechi, luxury pick. Torrey Taylor, luxury pick. We're not in the luxury area.
With Vrabel, I think the number one thing with this team, it isn't necessarily players, and a course correction of that C word, culture. And I don't know why I didn't pick up on this on the Bears last offseason. Usually I have a real keen eye on knowing when I see something is overrated. Like the players don't mix. There's going to be issues there. Like I picked up on it at the exact second they brought in Aaron Rodgers to the New York. Said that's not going to work. It's going to blow up. I don't know why. Maybe because I was so desperate for the Bears to win and to look good that I ignored some obvious flaws with the culture. You got guys like Nate Davu making it 53. That is an obvious red flag of bad culture. The guy doesn't want to play football. He cannot make the 53 at all. You keep excusing his BS, and it's obvious it's going to manifest his way onto the field. You have Ryan Poles. Remember I said Ryan Poles is a liar. You have Ryan Poles go out there and say, yeah, we feel really good about our offensive line talent. The offensive line talent, not only was the talent mid, is that the room wasn't even full. You broke camp with 4 out of 5 of your offensive line starters either having durability issues or reliability issues. And what happened throughout the season? Durability issues and reliability issues. Culture. That is a culture problem. I should have seen it in the summer, and I ignored it. But now I'm not ignoring it. It is front and center. That's why, like I say, every passing day, Vrabel gets more and more like I want him to be the coach of the squad. Because
he wouldn't have let you try a pick for Ryan Bates. Vrabel's not okay in that. He's fighting the front office if they try to do that.
I'm gonna help him.
Yeah, the thing I've liked about Vrabel is the no nonsense. He's gonna have some input. Ryan Poles needs somebody to have input because he some of the decisions he make, a top caliber coach is not okay in that.
Not at all. What was you making your bug eyes for, Tiff?
Huh? No.
What were you making bug eyes for?
Man, I'm not even gonna do it again. No,
I know what she was gonna say, but I wanted her to say it. I wanted her to stop you and say it, but she gonna chill.
No, I already did it once, man. We ain't gotta pull no receipts or nothing. It's a new year. It's a new day. We got new outlooks and new views. We pulling over seats. So who said what before the season started? It's all good.
I said I had rose-colored glasses, so if I didn't say it then, I'm saying it now. No more BS is getting past me.
Same.
But when I was saying that,
no more 43-year-old type.
That's all I'm saying. When I was saying, man, I hope this, I was being a hater.
Well, you were saying it about the quarterback. Everything was about the quarterback.
No, it wasn't. I didn't mention nothing about culture like every time.
When you said the culture, you was mostly saying like, I don't know if the locker room is going to be all the way behind Caleb. That was your culture.
Which did that manifest or not?
We don't know if that.
We don't know if we don't know if that is actual.
The way DJ was looking on that bench, he did it. He did that shit.
Well, you know what?
Every DJ Moore.
There's a like that, but
there's a Jalen Johnson is firmly behind Caleb.
That's what's up. I'm not saying they not. I never made it about Caleb. I just said in general, if the expectations were that the team was going to be so much better, if they weren't, how would that affect the culture? I did throw that out there, especially because so many people was behind the other guy. So if it's like, bam, we had 7 when we were supposed to be no talent nowhere damn near, if we not living up to that. That was my thing. It wasn't solely about Caleb. And it wasn't particularly about the coaches either, but it was just about the cultural part of it. That's all I was saying.
Well, we like you said, we don't know if there's actually a locker room schism based on quarterback decisions.
Right. Yeah, I don't know that there is. I hope there's not. Like they all definitely need to connect a little bit more and become a little bit more mature because everybody's spazzing out on the sidelines. Like, I mean, we done seen Brady and everybody else like spazzing out and yelling at people, but you know, it got to be a little bit more controlled because it looks like they off with their team. Not that, oh, we made a bad play. Like the shit look like, man, this, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax, bro.
Right.
Everybody, DJ, shit, he threw more fits this year than a damn toddler. So
he was, DJ was very surly.
A 2-year-old out there.
If you listen to DJ's weekly calls on I think it's 670, he is a terrible interview. He always sound like he pissy. I'm like, hey man, get him off the phone.
That's why I gave him a little grace when they asked him about Eberflus. He said, I mean, I'm gonna say no. Like all his answers was like that.
But one thing I do rock out with DJ with is that when Mark Grody asked him, does this win against the Green Bay Packers do anything for the Bears in the big picture? His response was, we beat the Packers. Fuck them.
Facts. And that's the energy we need to end the season on right there. The team needed that shit. The city needed that shit. Like, everybody needed that. Like, that D-Rose energy. We saw the Bulls pull off a big win against the Knicks on D-Rose night. The Bears said they weren't about to be undone. They were about to put on for Pooh. They were about to put on for the city, too. And beat our hated rivals. And this rivalry is about to be rivalrying again. So we don't want to hear shit about, oh, well, this man. We own that. We own that now. Green Bay, we own that.
That's right. We own that. And we're going to keep them vibes going all the way for 39 more days until pitchers and catchers report for the Cubs and Mesa. Bear down.
Bear down.
Nothing with Cubs.
Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say 3 things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.